This podcast is sponsored by Scout and Cellar. Clean crafted wine delivered to your door. Must be 21 years of age or older and only delivered in the U.S. Hello and welcome to Life Coaching Comedians. I'm your transformational life coach, Alexis Charday, and I have a not so cool comedian, Daren Bobby, joining me today for some life coaching. Hey, Daren, how's it going?
Hello, very good. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I am
Excited.
excited to have you.
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me what's going on. Why do you feel like you're not cool?
I'm 41 now, but
Mm.
I still feel like I should be able to still be cool. And I don't think I have that vibe anymore, you know?
Well, you know what, Darren? I think you're telling yourself, writing your own story because, for one, I mean, I didn't think that you were in your 40s. I mean, you appear younger. I mean, the hairline says otherwise, but I think you got a good fashion sense. You seem to take very good care of your body. You got cool sneakers. You wear like some. Yeah, you seem like you're doing a pretty good job. What makes you think that you're not?
So like okay, so am I okay wearing jeans with holes in them? Is that
Yeah, I
still
mean,
weird? Okay.
who
Okay.
says that? Who says you can't?
Um, I guess I've never really thought about that. Who
Yeah,
said you can't?
I mean, I hope you're not listening to Gen Z.
See, that's the problem. So I have two teenage daughters, and
Mm.
and they tell me I'm not cool. They tell me, "Stop, Dad, stop."
Tell those little whores that you're gonna kick them out on the street if they don't start loving you better.
Oh, that's yeah. I that all I'm trying to do is uh, get love from them. I'm trying to
Yeah.
please them, and no, I'm not cool. I don't have fashion. I don't say
Mm.
the right things. I try to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be up to date on the TikTok dances
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
it.
which you are, which you are. I saw you perform recently and your entire set was a compilation of TikTok dances, and I was highly impressed because I
Oh,
too have a tween age daughter, and I try to, stay cool to her as well. I mean, I know I'm cool. I'm the baddest motherfucker out there, but to
yes.
11-year-olds, they don't know anything.
No, they don't, but they think they do. That's the problem.
I remember when I was 11 and I thought I knew everything. I still think I know everything, but actually now I do know almost everything. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens after like 21.
yeah.
You
Mhm.
know everything.
Mhm. Well, I mean, have you been taking time away from home to hang out with people closer to your age that appreciate your coolness? I mean, I understand as a
Oh,
parent when your whole world is surrounded about your children and you get used to everything that they have to say about you, and those things may not necessarily be true. That's just how they perceive life because their world is much smaller than ours.
yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point, actually. I probably don't have enough like hang out with my age group. It's yeah, yeah, maybe I would be cool around some peers. Like,
Yeah,
"Ooh,
yeah,
Aaron, you're pretty cool." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Not
yeah.
according to
I
daughters.
mean, you do stand up comedy. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's like the automatic cool card in any group of friends.
I think so. Yeah, people
You
are
don't
used.
want it to be as a comedian. I mean, yeah, you want to be cool, but and then everyone's like, "Oh, tell me a joke." And then you're like, "I just came here to drink beer."
Yeah. Dance, monkey, dance.
Mhm. Mhm. See,
Me.
now you know what it feels like to be a black person.
Oh, Entertain me. Entertain me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did we get that out of the way? What are your real problems?
Oh, where do we begin? Where to begin? So it all started. Oh, okay. You want to hear? You want to hear one that's real? How about this? So I turned 40 years old in 2020, and
Mhm.
right as the pandemic happens, and I'm a personal trainer by trade, so people are just calling in. They're canceling. Daren, this pandemic, I don't think I'm going to come in for a while. Okay, falling apart. But my ancestry.com comes up, and I'm
Mhm.
like, cool. I'm gonna, my dad had passed away a couple years ago, and he's Portuguese. That's the De Silva name. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up his side. So I open it up, and I don't see anything Portugal. I'm like, text my mom, hey, there's like no Portugal on my thing. Isn't that weird? No response. I try to look up his side, and then I go, there's no people on my dad's side. Isn't that weird? Then it says people you're related, possibly related to. And I asked her, I go, do you know a Lee Holt? And she goes, why? And I'm like, because it says I'm like 100% parent child. And then like no response. And then
What
I
does
have to
100% parent child mean?
mean that Lee Holt is my dad.
Oh, mama is a little slut. Now I see where your daughters get it from.
Yep. And that was a 40-year-old secret that she told nobody.
Wow.
Yep. And then I had to go back to training somebody. Like, all right, here we go. Um,
Mm.
found that out.
This was 2020 that you found out?
Yep, March of
Okay.
2020. Yeah.
How is your relationship with your mother now that this truth has been found?
It's actually really good. Like she hit me with, well, I'm kind of glad it happened because if it didn't, you wouldn't be here. So I was like,
Well,
oh,
of course, yeah.
yeah, how do I, okay, cool. And yeah, it was a perfect little mistake, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her reason for not telling you?
She didn't really give that, but I could just see like shame, I guess, guilt and shame.
Mhm.
Because she doesn't even want her new husband to even know about it, even though he wasn't even in the picture at that time or around,
Mm,
So I can tell it's just probably just something that I don't know. She just always felt guilty about.
Was she young was she young when she
28,
Oh, that's not too bad.
and I had two older sisters. They're 5 and 8 years older than me, so
Mhm.
they're probably done having kids at that.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
here comes Daren Bobby, you know.
Yeah, Daren Bobby, the cool guy, the cool guy. So, have you tracked down your biological father and
I have. He lives in Utah. We had a Zoom meeting,
Mhm.
and seems like a decent dude. He was like a financial motivational speaker.
Mhm.
Helped helps people with finances. Still does helps veterans. You
Oh, is that how you got the fancy chair that you're sitting on?
Yes,
Mm.
yes. He helped me finance this beautiful, elegant.
Looks expensive.
It's. I think it's. I want to say it's a home goods.
No, it looks a little Crate and Barrel-ish, but,
Ooh,
anyway.
I have never.
So, your father, Mr.
Yeah,
Holt,
Mr. Holt.
was he did he not know that you existed?
So I get okay. So the story goes is that when she found out she was pregnant, she had called him and told him and said,
Mhm,
I don't want anything from you. I'm not trying to disrupt my life that I got going on. So I'm just letting you know so you do know. And then I think she said there might have been a conversation afterwards, like when I was born.
mhm,
Then that was it. And nothing. Because he was married with kids. So
mm,
I found out I had three older sisters and an older brother, or half, whatever. Three older sisters, an older brother.
mhm,
And I found out my two older sisters are also, I guess, just half.
mhm,
So I'm the only single one of that combo. Kind of
mhm.
crazy, you know? And then thinking I'm Portuguese, right? I'm like, I'm Portuguese, but no, I'm not. I'm like 82% English. Like, fuck, I went from like mysterious to like boring. I was like, to Sylvia. Now I always have to explain like to Sylvia. They're like, oh, what is that? I'm like, it's Portuguese. Oh, you're Portuguese. I don't even go into it, but it's like in the back of my mind. I'm like, no, I used to be.
Oh, identity issues, aren't they fun?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
they
still
are.
identify as a Portuguese man
Yeah. I
now.
mean, you could definitely pass as Portuguese a little bit. So you're 100% English?
Like 82%, and then I still have Spanish. I've always claimed
Okay.
Spanish on my mom's side. So
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, English and Spanish is pretty much what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got a little bit. Um, there was a question that I had. Oh, were you told the story of your conception?
Yeah. So it okay. So she was at the finance. Okay. So her neighbor of hers and her husband owned a business, and then the husband passed away. So she had the business, but she wasn't like financial savvy. So there was this finance seminar in
Mhm.
town. So she wanted my mom to go with her, so she didn't go by herself. So they go. Lee Holtz, she saw Lee Holtz speak, and then afterwards, everybody hung out in the lobby of the hotel, and then and then um, and then one thing led to another. They're drinking, having a good time, and went back to his room, and boom, you know.
So
A
in
lobby.
the moment passion, your mother was inspired by sexy Lee Holtz, and in his greatness, he was in his essence on
Yeah,
the stage, being a
yeah.
motivational speaker. She was motivated. She
My,
was motivated. Her vagina was motivated, and then Daren Bobby comes into an existence, and I think that's a beautiful story because, like, your mom was trying to better herself, and
he was.
and then she had an opportunity to get to know not only the mentor but the man, because the mentor and the man, they're usually not the same person. They're separate. It's kind
Very.
of like Bikram, like Bikram, it was a sexual predator, but an amazing teacher. And so I'm not saying that your father was a sexual predator, but, often men in positions of power, when they're helping better people and, people are buying crazy, ticketed priced tickets to see them in their essence and give all this advice, that is very powerful. And women swoon, men swoon,
Yeah.
so it's very much a possibility that that wasn't the first time your father had done that, nor another woman like your mother. And so you are destined for greatness, Daren, is what I'm trying to say. And you are very cool. And I think you should monetize off that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I would love to monetize off of that. Yeah, I have tried to make it into a set a little bit. I've dabbled in it a little bit with a set. Comedy is therapy, so you get up there
Mhm.
and you get to get it all out. But no, I think it would be a good story, and eventually, honestly, I would see myself on stage talking to like teenage kids, high school kids, or troubled youth, and would love to be up there and be motivating, tell a story. And it's funny when I told some coworkers, because I'm a trainer and I'm always hyped and trying to be motivating, and when I told some of the coworkers the story, like, yeah, I was a motivational speaker, and they're like, of course it was, like, it's in the blood, it's in
Mhm.
the so I don't know. It's just been a crazy experience. I'm happy that I'm here, first of all. So however it happened, I'm good with. And I don't know. I guess it's enabled me to look at, I could be anybody then. I could be anybody I want. I'm not in a box, because obviously I had this idea of who I was, and not that my personality has changed, but like
Mhm.
when you think about genetics or ethnicity or culture, and
Mhm.
all that is now different, and it doesn't even matter. So I'm like,
Mhm.
man, I could just be anybody, anytime, and play any role. And it's I don't know. It's been a new enlightening experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Identity issues are interesting. what I'm excited for you about is that it was like this factual thing for you. Like I've never done a 23 and me. I've always kind of wanted to, and I think the reason why I haven't is because of a little bit of fear. And there's a lot of things about my family history that I don't know, and only things that I've been told. And the my father's side of my family seems to know the family tree really well, but when it comes to like ethnicities and things like that, I'm not really sure where we all come from, and it's a little scary. But growing up for me, it was you know, black people telling me I'm not black enough, too white, I'm too white, I'm a white girl, I'm an Oreo, and then white people wanted me to be like the cool black friend and drop the N-word all the time because they couldn't say it, so they wanted to be around someone that could say it. And it was what am I? Am I white? Am I black? Am I a hood rat? Am I a square?
Yeah.
You
And not
know?
and each environment expects you to act differently, and that's
Mhm.
gotta be rough to always change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you learn to have set your own expectations for yourself or to have none at all. And you learn how to say, you know what, I'm not going to live up to your expectation. I'm not Portuguese anymore. I'm Spanish. I'm going to steal your gold.
Yes, I'm gonna invade your countries.
Maybe you should start a pawn shop.
Oh. I love it. I
And your
love it.
father could be the financier.
Exactly, he'll fund it. Like, "You made this happen. Here we go. Let's go."
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you seem like you're pretty chill about this whole thing. Are you like 100% at peace with it?
So, I've had a little over oh, no, yeah, a little over a year now. Yeah, about a year and a half, and, the first thing, because I had to go into quarantine with that, so I was just, like, in
Mm.
quarantine just with those thoughts all the time, and every day felt like this new awakening. Because okay, so, like, my dad, who I grew up with as my dad, him and my mom split when I was young, but he was still my dad, and then he got incarcerated for it was self-defense, but a jury saw it as murder, and he was 73 years
Oh,
old
wow.
when that happened. Yeah. So he
A
passed.
73-year-old murderer.
Yes.
Interesting.
So then he was 10 years later. Uh, it was 2018, I think, and he was dying of lung cancer and liver cancer. So they're like, hey, if you want to see him, he's going to be passing away like the next couple of days. So I caught a flight. Right when I landed, he had passed, but they still let me go in there and sit in the room with his body for a while. So I was there kind of touching him, looking. I was like, dang, he still has like, he's 83, still had black in his hair,
Wow.
and even on his facial hair too. I was like, oh man. I was like, and you mentioned hairline, right? So I was like, and he has all his hair. I'm like, I'm not
So
going.
you thought you were gonna have all these great genes in old age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was worried about liver cancer and lung cancer, right? Because I've been known to drink or smoke some weed.
Mhm,
So I'm like, okay, do I have to be conscious of that? And and all that. And then okay, so then now I find this out. So when I would think about those things, I'm like, oh yeah, my hair, and I'm like, wait, fuck, I don't know, am I gonna go bald? Like I don't know now, like because that wasn't my dad. Or I'm like, oh, can I just smoke and drink now? Is my liver and lungs good? So it was all of that was kind of weird. And I didn't talk to him. I didn't have a Zoom with the biological dad for like months. Like I messaged him, but like he's old. He's in his 70s, so he doesn't like know how to respond on Ancestry. So like all
mhm,
this time went by that I was like, fuck, like I don't even need to know him. I don't want to know him. It was probably like 4 months before the sisters um,
mhm,
actually reached out. They found out, and then they were like, hey, and then we Zoomed. I Zoomed with two of the sisters, and then maybe like a month later Zoomed with Lee Holt. They don't seem to have a great relationship with him either. I guess he has a history of womanizing, like you had said. It probably wasn't
mm.
the first time. So him and his wife had been divorced and remarried like 3 times, and and then there's like an estranged relationship with the kids. Even the son lives in Alaska, but no, like off the grid, like no power, no like running water. Just in Alaska,
Mm. Maybe
living
you
off.
should go visit him.
What's that?
Maybe you should go visit him.
I know that'd be awesome. I guess he's not a people person though. Even like his like so the sister Kristen, she has said she's even tried to go see him, and when she goes to see him, he's like he tries to not be around.
Mm.
I had to find him like at the bar he'll go to.
And he has no would you be his only brother?
Yeah,
Maybe he needs that. Maybe he needs that bonding with a good man because he sees his father as a piece of shit.
yeah, I agree with that. Actually, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, just try. That's very interesting. So when you got to finally FaceTime with your real father, what was his hairline like? Did he, I mean, you would know.
He had a long, all white hair
Mm-hmm.
and then like a all white beard. He looked like Santa Claus.
Sounds more like a wizard.
Yeah, wizard. Yeah, wizard. Yeah, with a navy hat on. He had a navy hat on,
Mm-hmm.
white hair, and a white beard. And I don't know. Like when I first saw his picture on Facebook, I'm like, oh, fuck, for real. Like like my dad, who I grew up with, he was a handsome man even into his old age.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then so then I see this guy at first, and I'm like, he looked like just a wizard, Santa, on his Facebook. I was just like, oh my god. Oh my god! But I don't know.
Well, I mean, I am a firm believer that we can change our physiology, our human physiology, through the energy that we emit out into the world. And lots of different things, lots through our choices. And so, did you find any younger pictures of Mr. Lee Holt? Was he more better looking as a younger man?
I think so. I think actually my sister had sent me a picture, and she goes, "Look at," like she had sent me. He was a cheerleader. I think it
Hmm.
was in high school or college. And
The correct word is yelking. Is that correct?
oh, I don't know. Is that sorry?
Yelking, like yelking, I
He's
think.
he's a Yelkie.
Yelking,
Oh, Yelking.
yelking. Yeah, I think that's what they were called back in the day.
And they would like hold you up.
Hmm.
Okay. He was Yelking.
So that's probably where he started with the womanizing. He was probably slipping some fingers in some holes that were restricted.
Yeah, he was in the power position,
Hmm.
so he took advantage, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's exactly what he probably did. Was he probably did that and then went, just like you did, smelling fingers.
that's what gave him the taste. He got a taste of it. There was over after that.
Yeah.
Just
So anyway, being a womanizer, I'm sure he was very charming and was, romantic and said all the right things to get what he wanted. This is just, I don't know if your father was really like this. So this is just making a presumption based off womanizers, right?
yep.
And continue to go swimming or get them pregnant or whatever. And even though your mom was like, hey, I'm doing this on my own, I don't need you because I'm an independent bitch.
Yeah.
And I also have this other man that could totally take care of me. I'm sure the good looks and all of that slowly oozed out of him to the point where he had nothing left. Where your stepfather, on the other hand, was a very loving, responsible man and took you in and the rest of your family and dedicated his life to his family. And so of course a man that does good things has to stay good looking for his wife. Why would God do anything different there? So I think if you're always continuing to be a good person, Darren, and taking care of your body and eating good food, and you're gonna be fine. I think your hairline's not gonna recede much further.
Yes. I've been worried. I even started tracking my brush, like the brush I use. I was like, okay,
Mm.
no hair on there. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to date the next time it gets full. And how long was that? Is that like,
Sounds a little OCD. I think if you're gonna put your energy into that, you're just asking your hair to fall out. Instead, express
okay,
gratitude.
okay.
Express
I like,
gratitude each time you brush your hair. I am so grateful for this luxurious hair.
I like
I
that.
am so grateful for the woman that will run her fingers through them every night as I fall asleep.
I like it.
I'm so grateful for, this beautiful face. Just be grateful
I
instead of
like that.
instead of worrying. "Ugh, ugh,
Yes.
is my hair gonna fall out this time?" Yes, it is, because you're asking for it to.
I like that. I agree with that. I think that's a good outlook, and I
Yeah,
try to actually be positive, so I have to remember that. I have to remember that.
yeah.
Appreciate what I
So now that you've connect I wouldn't say reconnected, but in a way reconnected with past family members and things like that, how has that impacted your life and like your other areas? Do you have, I mean, I know we're slowly running out of time here, but you can always come back for another session. But like, how do you feel in all the other areas of your life now with such a significant discovery?
I feel just as like an energy, I really feel like it just opened up.
Hmm.
Like I was saying, kinda like if, I'm not using my culture or name or ethnicity or, even, I guess, just even, like, experiences in the past as who I am, and it's just enabled me to kinda be more open. And actually, one of the sisters, she had mentioned that she owns an axe throwing business. So then a buddy of mine and I have partnered, and then we have franchised. So we're in the middle of building a axe throwing location, and we actually even have a trailer, a mobile trailer with 2 lanes of axe throwing that can be brought to any party.
Hmm.
but but that all came about from like Zoom and her talking about her doing it, and then me getting interested. And so like now we've actually visited. She's in Utah, and I've been up there a few times. They've been down here. It's kind of created this new relationship with a sister that I didn't even know I had. So it's pretty cool.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Darren, I'm excited for you. I mean, there's lots of things, lots of other things that I want to talk to you about that we'll have to talk about next time you come
Yeah.
on. But I really appreciate you sharing your story. I mean, wow, like, are you my dad at 42? I couldn't even imagine what that must have felt like. Just, oh my goodness, bless your heart.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thanks for letting me, share it and get it out.
Yeah, of course. And if maybe you're going through a similar thing, reach out to Darren. All of you out there, you can follow Darren on IG at Darren_Bobby_DeSilvia. Are you going to drop off the DeSilvia? I think we need
Uh,
to know.
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna keep it.
I
I
think you're
yeah,
gonna keep it.
I think I'm gonna keep it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know, I do like Daren Bobby. I do like the first name, and then you got Bobby, and you can Daren Bobby,
Yeah.
like Whitney. But you have a show coming up, Darren, is that right?
Yeah. September 17th at Improv Mania at 7:30 p.m. It's supposed to be a good one. So stay tuned. Follow me on IG. I'll keep all the updates posted there as we get close.
Yeah. Darren is in the East Valley of the greater Phoenix area, and Improv Mania is out in Chandler, Arizona. So if you are going to be out in Chandler in September, stop by the Improv Mania. It is a wonderful, wonderful venue. Ran very well by some really awesome, awesome people. And
Yeah.
if you enjoyed this episode and it brought value into your life, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you may continue to be enlightened with every encounter that you have with me, because I'm a transformational life coach and I will help you transform your life. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being open and considering change in your life for the better. Make sure you practice your yoga daily and meditation. Namaste.
Namaste. So I found out today that I am cool. No matter what my daughters say, no matter what the teenagers think of me, I am cool. And I'm going to start hanging out with my peer group so I can learn how cool I really am. And I've come to terms with finding my new family, my new dad, even into my 40s. It's okay to be who I am. Thank you very much.
What an inspiring story. I was not really expecting to be motivated. Usually I do the motivating. Darren seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Um, Maybe he doesn't really need therapy at all. Maybe he just needs someone to talk to because his daughters are rude and don't appreciate a good man when they see one, and they're gonna probably have a bunch of terrible love romantic patterns as adults like I have myself. But yeah, I'm excited to see Darren again, and maybe we can dive a little bit deeper into the other areas of his life. But I mean, man, one second you think your life is one way and then you realize it's been a fraud. I think we could all learn from Darren and his outlook in life, and really just going with the flow, riding with the wave. It's a plausible, it's applaudable, it's admirable. It's I can't think of any more words that start with A.